So can I get a show of hands how many of you watch reality television? So just this side of the room. How about like American Idol or Dancing with the Stars, anything like that? No? Okay, you guys are no fun, you're just intelligent. Alright. You just only watch the History Channel on this side. Okay. So, today I want to explain why reality television is destroying the American image of ourselves and to other nations. So I want to show that through game shows like American Idol and shows like that where you vote off people, and then also with reality shows that take advantage of like children, so like John and 8 plus Kate, and then finally with like adult reality TV shows like Jersey Shore. So with game shows like American Idol got really popular, and it's just kind of broadcasting this image to kids that we don't, like the only way you're going to get famous is if you go and stand there and let the judges grade you, unless you're like the greatest thing ever. And only 2 people are really that famous from American Idol to begin with. Kelly Clarkson and Carrie Underwood. Everyone else is like, okay, yeah, they make a CD maybe one time. Like, when was the last time that, oh shoot, what's his name? Totally just lost his name when I was thinking that. Clay Aiken. When was the last time we heard anything from him? So, like, most of the people that win these shows don't ever do anything with it. And, like, Dancing with the Stars is just a bunch of has-beens who get up and dance. So, like, what are we really, like, providing as entertainment for people? Like, it's not anything of substance, and we're pretty much just, like, laughing when people fall and sing poorly. So that's not really a good like image that we're sending out to the rest of the world and to kids, like that you want to go on these shows and do something stupid so you go viral, because like that's most of the talk that happens is when someone does something really dumb and then they it just goes all over the internet and everyone gets to hear about it. So then next I want to talk about child reality shows that exploit children. So like shows like 16 and Pregnant, they're just bad because it's giving the wrong image to kids that like if you get pregnant at 16 that everything's going to be fine, and they'll give you a reality show and you're just totally going to be fine and you're going to end up not having to struggle through anything. I mean, some of the girls do, but it's more because they're just like whacked out in the head and beat their husband. So they go through some stuff, but like really they get $20,000 an episode, and that's not what really being a 16 and pregnant is like. So it's giving the wrong image to these 12-year-old kids who are watching MTV and thinking, oh, maybe it wouldn't be that bad if I got pregnant. And there's nothing really like a barrier to tell people like, hey, you shouldn't be doing this. So then there's shows like Toddlers and Tiaras, which is ridiculous. And I'm a pageant girl, and I've watched it, and I find it interesting, but it's really ridiculous because these parents just exploit their kids to be on this television show because the kid's not getting anything out of it. They just want to like get the money out of, oh yeah, I stuck my kid up there in a dress. So then televisions tend to, this is from CQ Researcher, and it's a guy who was a former child star went on to like research about how children were treated in television, and he said that television shows tend to shoot in states with the lowest amount of laws. For instance, in 2007, the show Kid Nation was in New Mexico, and it had the fewest rules. It caused an uprising because 40 children were left unsupervised for 40 days, except for the production crew, who barely watch them. And many states don't regard appearing on reality television as work, even if the children are on camera for most of the day. So it's not really, like, they're not getting all the benefits that, like, if you were 18 and on a television show that you would have to adhere to. They just film these kids and just exploit them. So it's really not, like, good for the kids, and kids who grow up as child stars don't really end up doing that great because they were like not treated well as they grew up, and they just spent all like they don't get as much of like the education and socialization that you get from being in mainstream education process and growing up. And so last I want to talk about reality shows that feature adults. So like the Kardashians, which is my guilty pleasure, and I watch that show every time it's on, and it doesn't matter if they're in Miami or New York or anywhere. I would probably watch them trying to teach Mason how to read. Like, I don't even care. I love that show and I love their family, but it's not good television. And I know that because I watch way too much television, and there are much better shows I could be watching, but I don't know why. I love the Kardashians. But then there's shows like Jersey Shore and, like, why are they famous? Not that the Kardashians should be famous, but, like, why are any of these people famous? Why do we care that Snooki got pregnant? Like, we shouldn't care that this girl from Jersey did anything. Because, like, they're not doing anything of substance. That, like, they don't merit fame that we give them. And so I think that that really doesn't show the rest of the world that we're, like, that we mean anything. Because as we grow, like on this generation, all we care about is being on Facebook, Twitter, and watching reality television. So it's not, like, projecting a good image for the rest of the world. And, like, shows like The Real Housewives, like the one in D.C. where the couple got into the White House for an event without any invitation or anything, they just kind of walked in. How, like, what kind of image is that showing terrorists? That you can just walk in? No, I'm serious, though. If you could just walk into the White House uninvited, that's not really, like, what kind of national security do we have? So it's not a good thing that we should be portraying on television. So then also, like, we're not raising kids to believe the same values that we had, like, our parents raised us to believe. So the Girl Scout Research Institute, they conducted a survey of 141 girls across the U.S., ages 11 to 17, and they were asked about their relationships and self-confidence and self-image. So 78% of them said that gossiping is a normal part of a relationship between girls. And I don't know, I wasn't taught that gossiping is just a normal thing to do, but now people think that it is, because that's what reality television has taught them. And 74% of girls often say that they have to compete for a guy's attention, but my mom never taught me to compete for a guy's attention. The guys are supposed to compete for your attention. I don't know. And then in addition, 72% of girls who watch a lot of reality TV said that they spend a lot of time trying to look pretty, and 38% of girls said that their overall value is based on how she looks. And that's not what you should be measuring your value off of, because that's not what matters. It's what we're making people believe matters, but it's not what really matters. Your education and your morals is what really matters. So then last, there's the solution that I found is from SheKnowsParenting.com, and they pretty much just interviewed a bunch of doctors and asked what we should do to, like, help kids go through the reality TV. And if you can't just turn it off, like if your 12-year-old sister can't just turn off the television, then you should probably handle junk TV the same way you handle junk food, in moderation. So that was from Nancy Irwin, a psychologist and hypnotherapist. And as you watch with your child, ask them, do you know anyone in school who deals with these issues, or do you think about teen pregnancy? And lastly, will you let them know that you struggled with your thoughts about these issues when you were a teen too? I mean, that would probably ruin reality television for them, but it would be a good way to, like, set that barrier that that's not what you want to be when you grow up. You don't want to just be a reality television star. Please get the floor. Yes. I was in time.
So, Aaron, what did you think?
I thought that you had a great rhetorical start, and you created a comical connection with the audience immediately, which is good because you held my attention for the entire speech. You use a lot of really relevant examples that everybody understands very clearly, and as you previewed your whole outline pretty quick, so we all knew where you're headed with everything. But some questions I might have had was like, we understand that it destroys the American image and that a lot of this television is junk, but you proposed moderation.